Exactly 9:51 a.m. Our final interview on News and Views this Monday morning. We'll be talking with Dr. Matebesi. He is a political analyst, and we're looking at the issue around the ANC being under siege. So says Gwede Mantashe. He goes on to say that urgent measures are required to arrest the decline in membership and support of the party. He also goes on to say that he's actually warned members that they stood to lose the province in the next elections if this was not done. So, is that in fact the case? And the province he's referring to is obviously the Free State, because this was comments made at a meeting in Valcom. So, is the ANC under siege, or is it just that citizens are losing confidence and losing hope in the ANC because way too many stories of corruption is surfacing within the ANC ranks? Or is there more to the story? Dr. Matebesi, a very good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
Prof. Matebesi, but nonetheless, no, good morning and thanks to your wonderful listeners here.
Thank you very much for correcting me, Professor Matebesi. I am very pleased to have you on the show this morning. Thank you kindly for your time, and would you like to respond to my opening statements?
Yeah, well, look, it's very comforting, I think, from the side of the president to almost like get support from Gwede Mantashe, because we know he himself is also implicated, Gwede Mantashe, in the state capture report. But I think perhaps it's where when you scratch my back, I will scratch yours. It's
Yeah.
almost like that. But fact of the matter is, corruption is affecting South Africans while politicians are almost like playing I will say, whether it's a chess game or with the lives of people, and they don't seem to understand the implications of some of their actions.
So, Professor, the big question is undoubtedly, we are losing or have lost confidence in the ANC. They do have a lot to lose in the upcoming elections. And when we go to the polls in 2024, um, if an opposition party comes in, or if we see a coalition government, do you think that is going to then be the answer in wiping out corruption? Because what we've seen over these past few years is absolutely shocking. It has almost crippled us as a country.
I don't think corruption will be a thing of the past if you've got a coalition government. Because we've seen, I mean, you do have local municipalities run by means of coalition, and that does not mean corruption is not taking place. And even in your best run municipalities, it doesn't mean issues such as nepotism does not take place, because corruption is not only about embezzling funds. Corruption comes in different forms. So for me, it will be business as usual, but at least you do have parties that to a certain extent will be monitoring what the others are doing, and perhaps that will be a starting point, because too much power. And I think the problem with the African National Congress, it's not that it's a bad party, but it is almost like a one single dominated party that have been dominating our politics. They were guaranteed votes, and that's where the problem started. So maybe if they can bite the bullet at the ballot box, maybe things will change. But for many other South Africans, it's too late for the African National Congress to reinvent itself. But that does not also mean that the ANC members will now suddenly go and join other members. But for me, a coalition government will be one step to at least fight corruption.
Okay, so Professor, what Gwede Mantashe has also gone on to say is that factionalism seems to be a huge problem within the party. He says that divisions will remain in the party, but reviving the party will continue and has to continue among the members. So the big issue he seems to think is factionalism. He goes on to say you need to do the political work. People must appreciate the harm that is inflicted by factionalism.
Yeah, well, easy said than done. When politicians speak about these things, then it's okay. When we speak about these things, then we counter revolutionaries, or sometimes even racists, depending on your race in South Africa. Fact of the matter is, we all know this, the ANC is divided, but what perhaps we should consider, and where it's actually hitting the nail right on the head of a nail there, to say factionalism will forever remain within the African National Congress because there's forever contestations about positions and all that. But the ANC needs to manage that. But the problem now is you've got key ANC members fighting for their political life, fighting for their political career. And then those are your most dangerous people because they will do anything to try and prove they are innocent and perhaps get rid of those who are advancing this so-called renewal, the fight against corruption. Maybe one or two generations again, then the ANC might just reinvigorate itself. But for now, I can't see, and I agree with Gwede Mantashe, factionalism will continue.
And it also seems as if everybody's got dirt on somebody. So I can't point a finger at you because you'll then dish out all the dirt on me. And that seems to be the name of the game within the ANC. So let's fast forward to elections then and also look at the role. Is there a role and then the safety of whistleblowers? Do they need to become more active in exposing all the dirty tricks and shenanigans within government?
Well, we have seen, being a whistleblower comes with
A high
certain
price.
consequences. Yes, definitely a very high price.
Mm,
And even myself, some of the work that we do, and even yesterday, I was just informally discussing that sometimes in South Africa you can lose your life for 300 rand. And there are
mm.
people who may eliminate you just on the basis of your opinion. But thanks God, we do have a vibrant democracy, but when it comes to whistleblowing, we should encourage people to report corruption or whatever wherever it happens. But we all know, I mean, the reality is it comes at a high price.
Absolutely. And the issue around, it seems within the ANC, everybody's got dirt on somebody else, suggesting that the entire party or the majority, let me not generalize, that a lot of the members have been involved in corrupt activities at some point in their political careers.
Yeah, most definitely. But and I like the way you phrased your question because I think it will be casting aspersions on the organization to say everybody. You still have ANC members, very disciplined members of the African National Congress, but they are few and they are at the back. We're talking about senior leaders who, I mean, even our president, I have so much great respect for the president. But what has been happening recently, we just asked, what else do we not know about our president? What else do we not know our leaders? I mean, during the State Capture Commission, some of the most horrendous events of how people will take decisions on behalf of our government. It is shocking. So, yes, it's true. People are acting the way they act because they know that no one will perhaps lay a case against them or make such claim because they're also holding so-called ammunition, political ammunition against them. But at the end of the day, this is what I would say it's stifling our good democracy, our progress in enhancing our economy. And if you look at that triple ills of South Africa, unemployment, poverty, and inequality.
Absolutely. Um, the other big question, I think we need to leave it possibly for tomorrow, Wednesday, if you are available, and that is the issue around the Guptas and the repatriation of them back to South Africa to come and answer for state capture. I think that. Do you think a very quick and a short answer? Do you think that that is going to in fact happen?
It won't happen, but it will take a long, long, long time. But also, our state institutions need to sharpen their approach towards this. And but we're still a long, long, long away for them to see them here in South Africa.
Well, all I can say is at the end of the day, as long as we can get back our money, as long as, all of their assets can be attached wherever in the world it might be, South Africa needs that money. We need to get our youth, we need to get the economy going, we need to get our youth employed, and that money is sorely needed. Professor Sethulego Matebesi, thank you indeed for your time. Undoubtedly, we will talk in the days to come. Thank you for your time. Go well.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. 3 after 10 exactly. Thank you for being with me. Hope you've enjoyed the show this morning. And don't forget to join me at the same time tomorrow, right here on News and Views on Salam Media. Do stand by for the beautiful recitation of Juz 12 by Hani Ar Rifai. From the production team, thank you for your time and Assalamu alaikum and Khuda Hafiz from me, Julie Ali.